Hello to you. It's evening, but I'm sitting here by myself in this beautiful, quiet, and peaceful space of mine. And I just thought I'll just say whatever's on my mind. There are a lot of challenges that are happening around me in my life. A lot of changes, things that I am not too happy about, things that make me sad, things that make me angry. And in the process of trying to grow, I end up finding these amazing solutions, And a few years ago, I had said to myself, following a book that I read, I hung on to this idea from that book that, can you imagine what would happen to you if you grew by 1% or 2% every single day? By the time you get to a certain stage in your life, you would have reached levels that you would never have imagined. So, since reading that book, I have had this idea that this 1% or this 2% is doable. And I put in place a goal of reading or listening to as many books as I possibly can. There are good things and there are bad things about the gaining of information. The first thing about learning so much and reading so much and doing all of those things is you open up your mind. You open up your mind to so many ideas and so many things that are happening in the world. But once your mind is open, it's not always advantageous, because as soon as you know something, you cannot unknow it. You can't. Once you skip that step, you cannot then say, no, I am not willing to know anymore. And it really sucks, because the kind of things I've learned about myself doing this and reading and looking at so many interesting books is that I am now able to differentiate between my responsibility within a situation. So when something happens, the first thing I look at right now is, what did I do to contribute to the situation? And that's not a very fun thing. It's not fun, because a lot of us live life like it's somebody else's problem. It's somebody else's situation. It is somebody else's fault. But once you enter this spiritual journey, that doesn't fly anymore. It doesn't work like that anymore. It's kind of like, no, that's not how it works. Everything I observe, everything I touch, everything I communicate with, I have an impact on. So why would I think that everything that happens to me is somebody else's fault? Like I am living this life without any kind of idea of what I'm doing. Everything that happens, I have got a role in it. Now, the difference is, am I wanting to play a more positive role, or am I wanting to go around blaming others for things that happen to me? And once you start reading and once you start gaining knowledge about all these things, you have no excuse anymore. You can't just say, oh, it's that person's fault, and not see what your part in the situation is. You can't do it anymore. It's done. Now you know. Now you've gone through the process. Now you have taken your first step. You have accepted that this is how you want to live your life. There's this meditation that I love and I do every morning. And my favorite line in that meditation says, I volunteered for this. I volunteered for this life. I can't complain about being a mom because I volunteered to be a mom. Nobody forced me to be a mom. I cannot complain about being a wife because I volunteered to be a wife. Nobody forced me to be a wife. I can't complain about being a person that people feel comfortable to call when they're going through things that they're going through. They feel comfortable because I volunteered to play that role. I can't complain about being a person who is in recovery. I can't. I volunteered to do that. Everything I'm going through right now is directly linked to a choice I made, consciously or unconsciously. Yes, everything I am going through right now is directly linked to a choice I made, consciously or unconsciously. I volunteered to be here. I volunteered to find myself in this space. I volunteered to learn. I volunteered to have this knowledge. I volunteered to improve myself. I did. I volunteered to do all of these things. So why am I complaining about it when I'm going through it? Why is that? Think about it. Think about it. What is the one thing that is bugging you every single day? And then ask yourself, how did you get there? How did that thing become your problem? Why is it bugging you? Why is it important in your life? Because you volunteered to do it. That's it. It's simple. Are you suffering? Think about it. Are you happy? Think about it. Whatever you're going through right now, you made a choice. At some point in your life, you made a choice. And hence, this today is a result of all the choices you made in the past. So why don't you use today to make the choices that will help you become the person that you will be tomorrow? Think about it. Everything you do today will determine the person you become tomorrow. I'm going to leave you with that, and it's something I'm going to think about. And today, right now, I choose to go to bed and rest. Have yourself a good night. I will see you next time. Goodbye.